Hey there, fellow seniors. Michael here from Seniors Money, and I've got news that's going to make your wallet do a happy dance. Picture this. You're sipping your morning coffee, checking your bank account, and boom, there's an extra $2,750 sitting pretty. No, you haven't won the lottery, and no, your grandkids haven't secretly paid off your bills. This is real money coming your way this month, all thanks to some groundbreaking changes in the old age security program. But here's the twist. Not every senior will see this windfall. Curious to know if you're one of the lucky ones? Stick around because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal everything you need to know. Trust me, this is one video you can't afford to miss. Welcome to Seniors Money, your ultimate GPS for navigating the sometimes turbulent waters of retirement finance. I'm Michael, and for over 2 decades, I've been on a mission to help seniors like you not just survive but thrive in your golden years. From demystifying pension plans to crafting bulletproof investment strategies, we leave no stone unturned. Why do I do this? Because like many of you, I've seen my own parents struggle with financial uncertainty in their retirement. I vowed then that no senior should have to choose between medication and meals. That's why I founded Seniors Money, and it's why thousands of retirees now look to us for guidance. Today's topic is nothing short of a game changer. We're diving deep into recent changes to the old age security program that could see you pocketing an extra $2,750. Yes, you heard that right. And that's just for starters. So grab your reading glasses if you need them, settle into your favorite chair, and let's embark on this financial journey together. Your bank account will thank you later. The aches of OAS before we dive into the exciting changes that could put an extra $2,750 in your pocket. Let's make sure we're all speaking the same language when it comes to old age security, or OS. Think of OS as the foundation of your retirement home. It's not the whole structure, but without it, nothing else stands. Unlike its cousin, the Canada Pension Plan (CPP), which is like a savings account you've been filling throughout your working years, OAS is more like a national thank you card. It's the government's way of saying, thanks for contributing to Canada's growth, here's some support in your golden years. Funded through general tax revenues. Yes, that sales tax you pay on your coffee. OAS is a testament to our country's commitment to its seniors. Now, who gets this thank you card? The criteria are pretty straightforward. You must be 65 years or older, though there are some exceptions we'll cover later. You need to be a Canadian citizen or legal resident. You must have lived in Canada for at least 10 years after turning 18. But wait, there's more nuance here. The full OAS pension, the whole thank you card, if you will, is reserved for those who called Canada home for at least 40 years after blowing out their 18th birthday candles. Didn't quite make the 40-year mark? No worries. You might still qualify for a partial pension. It's prorated much like how you might get a half scoop of ice cream instead of a full one. Here's a vital point that many miss. OAS and CPP are like apples and oranges. You could have spent your entire career as a homemaker, never contributing a dime to CPP, and you'd still be eligible for OAS. Why? Because OAS recognizes that value isn't just created in paid jobs. Raising kids, volunteering, caregiving, these roles build our communities even if they don't come with a paycheck. Breaking news, $2,750 headed your way. Alright, let's get to the headline that probably made you click on this video. The whopping $2,750 that could be making a grand entrance into your bank account. And no, this isn't some late-night infomercial promise or a too-good-to-be-true email from a foreign prince. This is real government-backed money. What we're talking about isn't your run-of-the-mill cost of living bump. This is a seismic shift in the OAS landscape, a change designed to help you maintain not just your lifestyle, but your dignity in a world where prices seem to be on a never-ending escalator. Here's how this financial bouquet is arranged. A one-time, no-strings-attached payment of $500 to help you handle higher living costs. An immediate and permanent 10% increase to your monthly OAS payments. A retroactive adjustment that covers the past 6 months, because yes, they understand you've been feeling the pinch for a while. Let's put some meat on these numerical bones. Say you're among the fortunate receiving the maximum OAS payment, which currently stands at $626.49 per month. Not a fortune, but it helps, right? Now, apply that 10% boost and your monthly check swells to $689.14. That's an extra $62.65 a month or $751.80 a year. Not too shabby, but we're not done. Remember that retroactive bit? That $62.65 monthly increase, when calculated over the past 6 months, adds another $375.90 to your pot. Now sprinkle on that $500 lump sum, and voila, you're looking at a total windfall of $2,750. Let that sink in for a moment. This isn't just a few extra bucks for fancy coffee. This is groceries for several months. It's keeping your home comfortably warm through a Canadian winter. It might even be that hearing aid you've been putting off buying, or those dance classes you've always wanted to take. The point is, $2,750 isn't just money. It's a chunk of freedom, a slice of comfort, and a whole lot of stress relief. Why now? Unpacking the economic urgency. I can almost hear you thinking, Michael, this sounds fantastic, but why the sudden generosity? Is an election coming up? While political cycles can influence policies, the reasons behind this OS overhaul are far more grounded in economic realities that have been squeezing seniors like an unforgiving vise. Let's talk inflation, that sneaky thief that steals from your wallet without you even noticing. According to Statistics Canada, the Consumer Price Index, a fancy term for how much stuff costs, shot up by 6.8% in April compared to last year. That's not just a number. It's the heftiest price hike since January 1991, back when many of you were in your peak earning years. To put that in perspective, imagine you typically spend $300 a month on groceries. With this level of inflation, that same cart of goods now sets you back $320.40. An extra $20 might not sound like much, but multiply that across all your expenses, utilities, medications, transportation, and suddenly you're looking at hundreds of dollars in additional costs. For many seniors, this isn't just an inconvenience, it's a crisis. Most of us in retirement live on relatively fixed incomes. Your CPP doesn't magically grow because bread got more expensive. Your company pension doesn't have an inflation speed boost. So when prices surge, you're often left with harsh choices. Do you cut back on heating to afford your heart medication? Skip a few meals to keep the lights on? The government, to its credit, has been watching this unfold. They've seen the data, but more importantly, they've heard your stories. Tales of retirees in Winnipeg wearing extra layers indoors to save on heating. Reports from Halifax of seniors visiting food banks for the first time in their lives. Accounts from Vancouver of older adults rationing essential medications. The pandemic threw gasoline on this already flickering fire. Many seniors face new expenses: grocery delivery services to avoid exposure, higher internet bills to stay connected with family, not to mention the rising costs of masks and sanitizers. Some of you even found yourselves supporting adult children who lost jobs in the economic turmoil. Your safety nets became their lifelines. But it's not just about higher costs. It's also about diminished opportunities. Many seniors supplement their income with part-time work, greeting at stores, tutoring students, or consulting in your old fields. COVID-19 shuttered many of these opportunities. Even as the economy reopens, health concerns make many hesitate to return. So this $2,750 OAS boost isn't occurring in a vacuum. It's a targeted response to a uniquely challenging time. The government is essentially saying, "We see you. We understand that your financial foundations are shaking." This isn't just another cost of living adjustment. It's emergency reinforcement. It's also an acknowledgement that traditional economic indicators don't always capture the senior experience. The basket of goods used to calculate inflation doesn't perfectly mirror your spending. It might not fully account for the higher medical costs you face or the types of food you prefer. By going beyond the usual incremental increases, the government admits that standard metrics may have been underestimating your real-world challenges. Direct deposits. Your money, faster and safer. Now that we've covered the what and the why of this $2,750 OAS boost, let's talk about the how. Specifically, how will this money find its way to you? The answer is beautifully simple and wonderfully secure: through direct deposit into your bank account. Gone are the days when you'd wait anxiously by the mailbox, hoping your pension check hadn't been lost or stolen. No more need to ask a neighbor for a ride to the bank or to endorse checks with hands that might not be as steady as they once were. In our digital age, your money travels at the speed of light, securely zipping from government coffers directly into your account. If you're already receiving OAS via direct deposit, and most of you are, You don't need to lift a finger. One morning this month, you'll check your balance and find it's had a significant growth spurt. The extra funds will be there, safely nestled alongside your regular payment, ready for whatever needs or desires you have. Now, I know some of you still receive paper checks, perhaps out of habit, or a touch of wariness about technology. I get it. When you've been doing something one way for decades, change can be unsettling. My own father, a retired teacher, resisted online banking for years. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, he'd say. But after one too many trips to the bank in harsh winter weather, he made the switch. And he's never looked back. If you're in that paper check camp, I gently encourage you to reconsider. Direct deposit isn't just a modern convenience. It's a safety measure. Think about it. No risk of theft. A check can be stolen from your mailbox or even your hands. No delays. Bad weather or postal issues can't hold up your money. Instant access. Funds are available immediately, not after a check clears. Less fraud. Electronic transfers have multiple security layers. Convenience. Perfect for those with mobility issues or far from banks. Making the switch is simpler than you might think. You can set up direct deposit online through your MyService Canada account. If computers aren't your strong suit, don't worry. Call Service Canada at 1-800-277-9914, and a real person will walk you through it. You can even authorize a family member or trusted friend to help you set it up. The peace of mind that comes with direct deposit is priceless. No more anxious waits, no more worries about lost checks. Just your hard-earned money arriving promptly and safely, including that extra $2,750 we're all excited about. No OAS deferral. You must not have chosen to defer your OAS pension. Some savvy seniors opt to delay OAS past 65, earning a higher monthly amount later. It's a smart move for some, but it means you won't be in the pool for this particular $2,750 splash. Now, what if you don't hit all three of these markers? Don't despair. You're not left in the cold. The OAS program has nuances that can still work in your favor. Partial residency. Canada prorates OAS based on your years here. So, if you've been a resident for 30 years after age 18, you'll receive 3/4 of the full pension, and 3/4 of this special boost. Even at 20 years, that's half the pension and half of the $2,750, meaning a still substantial $1,375. International agreements. Spent part of your life in another country. Canada has social security agreements with many nations. Time in places like the US, UK, or Italy might count towards your OAS eligibility. It's like getting credit for your international life chapters. Special mention for immigrant seniors. Canada recognizes that many arrive later in life, often sponsoring or joining family. You might feel disheartened, thinking you can't meet the residency rules. But there's a compassionate provision. If you're 65 or older, have legally resided in Canada for at least 10 years, and would face financial hardship without it, you could qualify for an OAS-like allowance. It's Canada's way of saying, your later life contributions matter too. The ripple effect. We've spent a good chunk of time dissecting the dollars and cents, the $2,750 that might be boosting your bank account. But the impact of these OAS changes ripples far beyond your personal finances. This shift in policy sends waves through our communities, our national discourse, and even how we view the social contract between generations. First, let's talk local economies. When seniors have more money, they tend to spend it nearby. You're more likely to buy extra groceries from the neighborhood store, treat yourself to meals at the local diner, or finally get that repair done by the town handyman. A study by the National Institute on Retirement Security found that every $1 paid in pension benefits supports $2.13 in economic output. Your OAS boost isn't just padding your wallet, it's a small business stimulus package. I've been Michael from Seniors Money, and I believe in you. I believe that with wisdom, community, and yes, sometimes an unexpected $2,750, we can craft retirements that don't just sustain us but truly fulfill us. Thank you for spending this time with me. Now go forth and make those dollars dance to your tune. See you next time, and remember, your golden years. They're precious metal, not mere metal. Let's make them shine. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Seniors Money. Have questions about the OAS changes or want to share your plans? Drop them in the comments. Together, we're not just surviving retirement, we're mastering it. Until next time, this is Michael. Wishing you wealth in all its forms.